Hey, welcome to the Micheaux Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, a.k.a. the Bat Tribble. And as always, I'm joined by my partner.
Hey, this is Vincent Williams.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're back, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
Lynn, why don't you hand me a pen?
Well, certainly, Vince. Let me reach. I've got a pen.
Yeah, why don't you hand
Right
that
here.
over? Hand that. Oh, look at that. And now I have the pen. Because we're in the same room.
We're in the same room together. We are streaming live on StreamYard into Facebook as well as on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing it live, Vince and I, once again from the confines of the Bat Base here in Philadelphia.
Yes.
We are in the same room. And hopefully you are checking this out. Hopefully we've detangled a few of the bugs. We still got bugs to work out.
Look, it's all process.
It is.
It's all process.
Well, that's the thing. After a year of doing our show, which we
Right.
did for 4 years,
Yeah.
just audio.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then for 1 year for doing the show virtually and on video.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, people, they're creatures of habit. They're
I think it's a document. It's kind of interesting listening to the shows when we first started a year ago.
True.
Towards the end, where hopefully we got better.
Yes. Yes.
Like even just the audio,
Mhm.
like just the rhythm. So this is now the first show of a new era in the studio live.
We got to learn how to be together.
Right.
again.
Well, with this camera setup.
With the camera setup.
Right.
The camera setup is totally
Right.
different.
Right.
And it's probably going to be a totally different next week as well.
Right. We can't give each other secret signals like we used to do. Like we can't.
No, we can't.
Or like, I'm going to clip this out. Like.
So Aaron Fry asked a question. The Facebook group is on and popping. Hello.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, folks?
Already asking the question. So does this mean no audio mishaps?
Of course, that's not what it means.
Yeah. Come on. Come on, Aaron.
Stop.
Act like you've been here before.
I'm assuming that's a rhetorical question.
But we have a fun show for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very special guest who is actually racing her way to be here to join us in studio. Toya Haynes is going to be joining us as we continue our celebration of Black Music Month. And we review from 1991, House Party 2.
The Empire Strikes Back of the House Party saga.
Is it? Because there's 5 house parties.
I know, but I think 3 of them are canonical.
True. That is very true.
Right, like they show up in, I think, the 6th or 7th one. There's a cameo by Kid and Play.
I think they show up in the 5th one. There's a cameo.
It's the 5th one,
They're
right.
not in 4 at all.
They're not in 4 at all. I don't know how much they're are they referenced
I don't even think so.
in 4?
No. I think like
At some point, we'll have to talk about the connective tissue.
I think House Party 4 is like the Halloween season of the witch of the franchise.
Well, here's the thing. This is what trips me up. So what was the name of the group that Omarion was in?
That was I'm about to say, was it B2K? What was the name of that group? No, Immature.
Well, then I guess,
No, he wasn't an Immature.
see, all of those post-New Edition manufactured black boy groups, I'm real vague with them. So I know Immature is in the 3rd one. And I think they're introduced as Play's nephews or kids.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's the link between the Kid and Play main cast and then the rest of the House Party saga. And I just haven't cared enough to spend the 20 seconds that it would take.
Well, fortunately, I think
Because isn't it like Omarion in the 4th or 5th one?
yeah. He definitely comes. Definitely comes in. I just can't remember because I don't think Omarion was in Immature.
Right.
But Marcus Houston is the young man that was.
See,
in.
here's the thing. There's a 50% chance I can tell the difference between them.
I wouldn't be
like this. I got a gun to your head. You got to pick out Marcus Houston and Omarion in a lineup, and it's like,
there's striking resemblance between the two of them. Fortunately, if I remember, I think with House Party 3, that ends our responsibility to the House Party slogan.
Right,
so the rest are
because the rest are directed video or television.
Right.
Right.
Right. So we'll be fine.
But again, Kid and Play show up in a quick cameo in one of them.
That is
and
5.
Right, and they're in the studio. Like, apparently they...
Yeah, but that don't matter.
Okay.
It was direct-to-video.
All right, so we don't have to...
It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
So, as far as we're concerned...
This is the Empire Strikes Back of the House Party series.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So, we'll be reviewing House Party 2 tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with Toya Haynes.
Yes. Who I know is very sad that she missed that exchange that we just had.
Okay, Deborah Battle filling us in. Thank you, Deborah, because Toya would have had all this. Omarion was in B2K. That was the name of the group.
Okay.
And Marcus Houston is the star of House Party 4.
Now, was Marcus Houston in Immature?
He was in Immature. He was
so
was kind of like the lead.
So that is the connective tissue.
Yes.
So he's also in House Party 3.
Is he?
If he's in Immature.
Okay.
Because Immature is in House Party 3.
I know TLC is in House Party 3.
Yes, but so is Immature.
Okay. All right.
Which gets confusing because Immature used to all dress like Left Eye.
They were Left Eye-ish.
Right.
Yes, they were.
Again, this we're now
Well,
we're now in a period of music that I very aggressively did not pay attention to.
Really? You weren't down with the TLC?
Oh, no.
Whoa.
TLC was fine. TLC was fantastic.
Okay.
But like after TLC, when they were all like they were dressing the children up like little mop heads, Sesame Street puppets, and they couldn't really sing. They just kind of they all just kind of jumped around and like stuff was upside down and backwards.
That was crisscross.
Like post crisscross. Really was kind of a post crisscross.
True.
And again, they all look like kind of droopy puppets. They're like kind of droopy puppets.
I don't know.
And they couldn't sing and they couldn't rap. They just sort of had like all these droopy clothes on.
Droopy clothes.
It was almost like an Oompa Loompa kind of hopping up and down they would do.
I don't know if it was that bad, but I hear you, Vince. I see where you're going with that. All right. You're crazy.
Remember before we started dating, I was saying unnecessary stuff to get people angry at us.
Yes, yeah. Remember that? Right. Remember that, Vince? Remember that conversation we had?
You're gonna get a nasty letter from the Marcus Houston Appreciation Society.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just for you. While we wait for Toya to show up, let's go to our listener mail, Vince.
Oh, they won't keep us on. See, they wrote won't keep us on track.
Yeah, they listened to the show last week. They were like, they need listener mail. Somebody write something.
I hope there's somebody you know.
Oh my God! Listen,
you don't knock on no doors. You just bust in.
The door was open, so she came in. We're doing it live here, ladies and gentlemen.
I almost wore my Sade shirt.
Okay, this is happening in real time, ladies and gentlemen. This Toya has come into the building. The t-shirts are swapping. There's hugging going around. Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's up? Oh, makes it all smell all nice in here. All right, it's cool. All right. I'm sorry, it is. You smell very nice.
Y'all know we're in the middle of a show, right?
Yes, I know. I know. I know. Well, Toya is here, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to be getting set up. While she gets set up, Vincent, we got listener mail.
What is going on over there?
She got this is
what is happening?
This is going to be a fun show.
Wait, what was it? Was that Markham that just asked us were we going to still
Have audio mishaps?
have audio mishaps?
Yes.
Ooh, sorry.
Yes. Yes. It's all good. It's all good.
Did you notice what my ringtone was?
I know.
Ain't no
Okay.
stopping us from
Okay.
breaking.
Very nice.
Toya has a breaking ringtone, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
been there for like the past, I promise you, like 5 years. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the one.
All
I
right.
need to change that.
All right. All right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Ozone, street dancer. He pulled his sleeves off.
Yes. Yes, George Kimona. Toya has come in kicking the door
She
with
did.
the
She
4-4.
did just bust in here.
Yes.
You gotta watch all that. I'm from Baltimore. Don't you coming up on me like that.
Hey.
So she's going to get set up. While she gets set up, ladies and gentlemen, I will try to restore some type of order here. Vince, we got an email from Darylyn Hudson,
Hey, Darylyn.
and the subject is, "Hey, uncles."
Okay.
Aw.
It's your internet niece, Pumpkin,
Okay.
and I thoroughly enjoyed the Idlewild episode.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning, you two were mentioning artists who people don't usually listen to and men who do duets. Was Michael Sterling a big deal back in the day? Being that I was born in 1989, I was introduced to the song Lovers and Friends by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys featuring Usher and Ludacris, just to find out in and around 2018 that Michael Sterling sang that song first. I pride myself on listening to old school music, but like most young black kids, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, the OJs, Teddy Pendergrass, and my mother's favorite, Gerald Levert, were all I heard growing up. Let me know who else.
That's good raisin right there.
Let me know who else I'm missing out on. Peace and love from the road, Pumpkin. P.S. I hope you all aren't taking offense to me calling you uncles. I was raised to put a handle on my elder's name, being that I'm from Oakland and we call the elders uncle or auntie.
That's so sweet.
That is very sweet.
I don't take offense.
I don't take offense, even though I do have to be honest. When I saw Hey Uncles, and then I kind of like perused when I checked this out last week, and it said your internet niece Pumpkin. I was like, this is some spam. This is some Pornhub spam.
I was about to. You want to know your social security number?
I was not ready.
You know the craziest thing from the Facebook group. I don't know if this happens to you. I get weird friend requests all the time from people with no friends.
Oh.
And like their profile picture is real suspect.
Oh yeah, somebody get like with the fish lips.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah,
It's
I
like,
next
oh.
them. You've been loud and boisterous now. Don't be whispering now.
Well,
You want to?
how do I?
I Facebook friend message you the link.
You did? Okay, great.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What was that, Markham? About
The audio
real
miss-
time.
Yes.
Doing
yes.
it in real time.
Yes, Jason Brown. We're keeping it 100. That's what we're doing. So Vince,
Yes.
Darylyn had a question.
Yes.
Were there any voices that perhaps she's missing out from the list of missing out on from Al Green, Marvin Gaye, the OJs, Teddy Pendergrass, Gerald Levert?
Like how you underline that Gerald Levert. Make sure I heard it.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
Gerald Levert had the same feeling as like pretzel bites.
No. It's because I like Gerald Levert, but you was showing some shade to Gerald
I was not
Levert.
throwing shade to Gerald Levert at all. I said
You was saying he was
Gerald
getting all Gerald Levert-y.
on a song that it was. Yeah, you got him. He did it.
I did it. You're fine.
You
You're
should.
fine.
All
You're
right,
fine.
yeah.
You're fine.
I don't know who I would add to that list. You know, maybe some women. You know, throw Gladys in there.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
Gladys.
throw Gladys in there.
Gladys Knight, most definitely.
Seems
Some
like-
Phyllis Hyman.
Some Phyllis Hyman.
A lot of people don't check for Phyllis.
Little Phyllis Hyman.
I would say that. How about you, Toya? You're the
Sorry, my forehead looked big.
you're the music maven here for Daryl Lynn, who says she prides herself on listening to old school music, but like most young black kids, lower the volume on your computer. That's what it is. I knew I was hearing an echo. Like most black kids, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, OJ, Teddy Pendergrass, and Gerald Levert were all she heard growing up. Are there any others that she's missing out on?
Female You said Phyllis Hyman, which I think is a great choice.
Get a little closer to that, Mike.
Phyllis Hyman, which is a great choice. I'm trying to. Can I move my computer back some?
Please.
But I can't because all this is here.
Oh, move
All
it.
this business.
Move it. Come on. We're doing it in real time.
I'm sorry, guys.
No.
Let me see. Tina Marie.
Oh, Tina Marie.
Gotta
Yeah.
do Tina Marie.
Yeah, gotta do some Tina Marie.
Tina Marie.
There you go. I like that.
Not just as a singer, but and as a producer and as a musician. I think
Mm-hmm.
she's really interesting to get into.
How about some Patti LaBelle? People aren't
Patti
really checking for Patti
LaBelle.
anymore.
LaBelle and LaBelle
I was about to say I'm a big LaBelle fan.
and LaBelle.
Big LaBelle fan.
I would say Sade, who's on my shirt.
Hey.
I would say, I know your feelings about Helen.
So
Helen
bizarre.
is on my shirt.
So
the lead singer of Sade.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, I do.
What about Anita Baker?
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, Anita Baker. Yeah.
Anita Baker for
Yeah.
sure. Anita Baker actually at the top. Her instrument is just unlike any other. So those would be my choices.
I'm curious, Toya, where do you stand on Dionne Warwick?
I have a great respect for Dionne Warwick and like her place in musical history as far as a pop singer, and those things. Am I a huge fan of her music? Not so much.
Right.
But as a legend, I very much respect her. It's just like not my thing.
Right.
Like, her music is not part of my like soundtrack so much.
Right.
But I have a lot of love for what she's contributed.
I love the Micheaux Mission Facebook group. A lot of love for Anita Baker, Patti LaBelle. Damon Williams is showing some love for Shantae Moore. It's hard for me to imagine that Shantae Moore is old school now. Janine says Oleta Adams. Bobby Womack. Here are two slept on names, and these are singers. Rochelle Farrell
Ooh, yes.
and Patty Austin.
Sit with Patty Austin.
But the
Denise
shame
Williams.
is
Denise
Denise
Williams. I don't know
Williams.
if Denise Williams was on her list.
Shaka Khan.
Yes, Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. I play a lot of Shaka Khan.
Here's the thing about Patty Austin, unfortunately. Did she have a lot of solo projects?
I was sitting here trying to
I think she's had one.
of the really good Patty Austin album, and I can't pull one.
Yeah.
I think in the heat of heat, I feel like there was an album, and I know Jam and Lewis produced Heat of Heat. So I think that was a full project. I know a lot of the songs I associate with Patty Austin or
Quincy Jones,
songs.
that's right.
Right.
That's right.
But as far as full albums, I do believe that was a full album.
Okay. Yeah. That's the only thing about Patty. Oh, Regina Bell. That's definitely
Regina
another-
Bell.
Angela Bofield has a very
Angela
unique
Bofield.
voice.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you
Darylyn.
go.
There
you
Hope
go.
that helps.
There's a bunch of names right there. I mean, that'll get you started. Come back for more when you know. Trust me, we got them.
Right.
We also heard from Joseph Lechuga.
Hey, what's up, Joseph?
In regards
Long time
to-
no here. I feel like we haven't talked to Joseph in a while.
Hey, hello, Vincent and Len. I was listening to your episode on Idlewild. When Len began to sound aghast at the idea of post-mortem photos, I was brought to mind the history of it. It started during the Victorian era. Photos were expensive, and folk often only thought of getting a picture of someone when they had died, seeing that it was too much while they were alive. This way, they would have something to remember them by, a memento. Oh, that's an interesting point. All right, all right. It's cool. That's a good little education. That's one to grow on.
There is a potentially really depressing vein of thought about that actually I teach a science fiction class, and I use the episode of Black Mirror, Be Right Back.
Oh yeah,
Which is just a fantastic. I mean, you know, those first couple of seasons of Black Mirror are just flawless. But it's about death and mourning and how technology changes how we mourn.
yeah.
And it's fascinating thinking about photography along that continuum. How it used, for photographs, when someone died, eventually you forget about them. But because you have photographs, now you start, and then now, people maintain Facebook pages, they maintain social media. I always say in my class, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, and someone died, like the fights that broke out in the families, oftentimes were about pictures. Like who gets the family pictures.
Who gets like from the photo albums and
Right.
stuff like
but
that. Yeah.
all of that has sort of gone by the wayside over the past 10 years because you can just go to Target and now everybody has a copy.
That's true.
Like I have copies of my grandparents, great grandparents, this one, that one in my house that I have witnessed battles over. Like when I was a kid, like, you know, people talking about, well, you got mama's picture and you had this one, and now like everybody has it. So it is interesting to think about the photos like that.
One of the biggest laments, though, when that is like when my mother passed away. My mom was like the keeper of the flame as far as the photos, right? And my mom, who was never met a project that she wouldn't take on and do. So her project was to have a chronological book of photo albums of the entire family.
Oh, okay.
Her family, and you know, when she married, you know, my pop, his family as well. And she had it sectioned off in years, 1954 to 1960, 1960 to 67, whole nine. And when she passed, you know, then it became the thing of everybody coming to the house looking through the photos, and these were photos they hadn't seen in years. And now people want to take those photos. And to a degree, because the kids didn't really have a place for all of the photos, and none of us wanted to be like just the one spot for the photos. And plus there was some nice photos. Like my mom had some very nice photos of her parents that like her sister and brother didn't have, or pictures of her that her sisters and brothers wouldn't want to have. So, you know, you let them take them. And honestly, in that moment, it's just easier just letting them take the photo, as opposed to like, oh, we're going to go make copies of them. Because because 9 times out of 10, when you make the copies, it's not the same. You're not going to frame the copy. It just doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Well, they can be, though.
Well, they can, depending on where you go.
Right. I was about to say, trust, I've been through this process a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, if you're so inclined.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. We also we have put out a call to the missionaries to give us some suggestions for topics to talk about during next week's binge lounge.
Yes.
Binge lounge.
Yes. A live binge lounge.
Yes, a live binge lounge.
Now that should be interesting.
That should be long.
Because they usually.
Binge lounge is happening. I love it.
They usually Lynn should get an award for. Like I always say, there are two things that I always say my partner is the best editor and producer in the business: binge lounges, and the couple of times we've taped with Omar and Dorian.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know how you pull that together.
Yes.
I don't even remember recording stuff with them. So a live binge lounge should be interesting.
It should be fun. Janine Batiste.
Hey, Janine.
Frequent listener to the show and actually already out there in the chats. I see you, Janine. Hit us with a list of binge lounge picks. One, Godfather of Harlem from the Epics channel.
I have not seen it.
Okay, like you really got to watch some hands.
All right, sorry.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of it, like season 1. I think it may be in season 2 or 3 by now. And it was good, but it was on Epics.
How do you know how you get Epics? It's
And I think I only watched it because it's like the first 2 were like free on Amazon.
Like you buy a box of Cracker Jacks and then it's like a passcode in the box.
Yeah, I think you could scan it
You
and then
scan-
Epic show us on your
Like
channel.
you go down in the subway with the dude who took like Billy Batson to turn him into Captain Marvel, and like he tells you how to get Epics. Like I don't even know how you get Epics.
I know. And then when you said Netflix Epics,
It's like your mother's friend who used to sell like Amway.
that's not even the Amway.
Like now she gives you Epics.
Because it wouldn't be the Amway. It'd be like that, like knockoff Amway.
Right.
It would be like Yahweh.
Right. Right. Like that's how you get Epics.
Yeah. So no. No, Janine. That's a. But then she says, "How about from Showtime, Black Monday? That was a Don Cheadle show."
That is the Regina Hall show.
Well, true.
With Don Cheadle.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Or from Disney Plus, Loki.
Oh, but that's only had 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's only been 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can still kind of like talk about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Have you guys talked about Sherman Showcase?
Sherman
We
Showcase.
have not, and I love Sherman Showcase.
What is? I don't know what is Sherman Showcase. What is-
Sherman Showcase is, I don't even know how to describe. It's like a faux documentary about a black dance series, almost like a Soul Train type series.
Oh,
that
I think
never
I heard
existed.
about that. I think I saw an article about that.
And it really is bizarre.
It's bizarre.
So it's a faux documentary. So
Right.
it's a mockumentary.
Right.
Yes.
So it is supposed to be funny.
Yes.
Where is it?
On
It's
AMC.
or IFC maybe. It's AMC or
Yeah,
IFC.
IFC.
It's on cable though.
So that's next to Epix because I'm not. If they ain't got a Roku channel, I don't.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I like Sherman Showcase though.
So weird.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to check that out. So that was what Janine's suggestions.
Thank you, Janine. We'll try and work with that.
We also got, let's see, we got some more. I saw Ashley Saunders.
Hey, Ashley.
Greetings and salutations to the Micheaux mission from the Euphonious Funk.
All right.
Please consider the following topics for the upcoming Binge Lounge on 6/29/21.
Okay. All right.
Number 1,
Number 1.
top 5 black comic characters.
Comic books, like comic book.
Specifically says black comic, so we take it as
Oh, boy.
take it as it were. Number 2, top 5 comic book with black creators, minimum of the artist or writer being black.
Oh.
Number 3,
Okay.
current comics with black characters that you are currently reading.
Okay.
Number 4,
I'm assuming everyone is reading Bitterroot and Excellence.
I didn't check out Excellence.
Excellence is good.
I didn't check out Excellence.
Excellence
Bitterroot is all
good.
that.
Yeah,
Bitterroot is all that.
Excellence and Bitterroot. Excellence is well, excellent.
Did you read Far Sector?
Far Sector is that business.
Far Sector is that work.
Yeah.
And then the last topic suggestion: favorite black comic book artist or writer, actually.
Okay. All right.
All right, so that's cool.
Oh, so
Is everybody in the frame here? You know how I am. Hold on.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah,
framed.
we're-
Everybody, I could be a little
Move
more.
back a little bit.
I could be.
that was
framed a
very
little
nice how
more.
you said everybody, but you really just meant Lynn.
Yeah.
like Lynn, fix your shit. Like that was very nice. That had real mom energy. That was nice. Is everyone in the frame? I like that.
Aaron Fry made a suggestion of the Black Lady sketch show, which you've mentioned on the show.
I
before.
have mentioned it, and they had a sketch in the last episode that we talked about in the group that I thought was utterly brilliant.
Yes,
The
you did.
family reunion
Right.
sketch.
So that might be a good one.
Oh no! Now you.
Where'd I go?
Where'd you go?
Oh, guys, I'm sorry.
You knocked yourself out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're doing this in real time, ladies and gentlemen.
Real time.
I will have fun editing this show.
You'll have fun. Look,
As always.
it's one of your superpowers.
This will be fun. We'll talk about editing Night Bears in just a moment after we get past this next email from Belinda Silber.
Hey, Belinda.
Lower your volume, thank you.
Everyone's
I was about to say, Toya, do we all have the appropriate volume?
Okay. It's off. Is it? What's happening?
Oh, I didn't have you muted.
Okay.
There you go. All right. We got an email from Belinda Silber.
Hey, Belinda.
Big Mama ain't feeling Tyler Perry.
Oh.
That's the subject line.
Oh boy.
I'm a 70-year-old super duda Missy Elliott loving Sankofa tat wearing big mama to a student at Alcon.
Okay.
Just want you to know that I was too busy attending August Wilson plays
All
to
right.
go to the Mama Jesus third-rate actors plays at the Airy Crown here in Chicago. Usually pronounced Ariel Crown by the attendees. Just want you to know that I have never or will ever see a Medea film. More of a small axe big mama myself.
All right.
Belinda.
Well, all right, Belinda.
Okay.
Duly noted.
Okay. Well. Thank you. All right.
I guess she's not checking for Netflix.
No, she's not.
She's watching Amazon Prime and watching Small Axe.
Exactly. She watching good stuff.
Or she's watching High on the Hog.
Which
Netflix.
Farrell Blackwell just mentioned. I didn't expect High on the Hog to have such an emotional thread.
Yeah. I've only watched one episode and then part of the second episode, and then like me and the wife have like a date night, and we realize, okay, we need to get our heads right. Like we can't just watch. Because I thought it was just going to be
About food.
right food.
Yeah.
Food, church dinners and
The heaviest part is in the beginning. So
right.
It does
Like
lighten
once you
up.
get over that.
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
I was a mess. And
'Cause-
then it lightens up. There's a part that's in Philadelphia, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard that.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, it's heavy in the beginning.
It's one of those. High on the Hog is one of those shows that I definitely want to watch.
It's excellent.
But
It is excellent.
am I weird because I want to watch it with someone?
No.
I
No,
kinda
because it's kind of communal. It
yeah, I
feels
want to. I
communal.
want to watch it with someone.
Yeah, it
and
feels
then
communal.
unlike you guys, I live by myself, so
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, it feels communal. I can see it. I don't think that's weird.
Yeah. So.
Watch it with your sisters. That would be perfect to watch with your sisters.
How long is it? Because it's a few episodes.
Well,
right?
it's a few episodes. I mean, my mom and I binged it like the entire time. But
I guess we could
cooked,
binge
so,
it.
Like it was perfect.
See, but I can't watch it with my sisters because my sisters talk through stuff, incessantly talk. And my one sister, she'll talk and then want to rewind, and I'm like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I can see.
I
My
ain't
mother
got-
and I both talk through things, so that
That's
works.
fine if you see like they could watch it together.
We
Yeah.
talk through
But
things.
I can't.
but-
I can't be in the room with them. No. As a matter of fact, like if you go over my sister's house, like my sister Leslie, who you know, her husband Tony has a list of shows that he has watched that he gives to her so that she can watch it because he can't watch them with her because he'll never get through
he'll
them.
never get through 'em.
So it's like, here, baby, here's your watch list,
Right,
and then
right.
she'll go.
I like Leslie so much because I too like commentary, so I understand.
I think we all know, including Lynn, who the cooler twin is.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hey. Anyway, so thank you for each and every one of you
Yes,
out there
yes,
for all
thank
of your
you.
listener mail. We appreciate it. Before we get into our review, we got one little piece of cross promotion that we need to do
Yes.
with you. Vince and I actually we enjoy talking about stuff so much that we got together to talk about music, and not just any music. We got together to talk about the music of New Edition with Toya
Yes.
on her podcast. The first time I heard, it was about the first time we heard New Edition. It was a very, very enjoyable episode. We had a great time, and I think it's up for people to listen to now, right?
It is. It's up everywhere, as these guys say, everywhere podcast be.
All right.
Podcast be.
That's right.
Where and I've actually listened to it a couple times.
Really?
It's so much of it is so funny to me. So like I've listened to it a few times. I enjoyed it so much, and thank you guys for being on.
Oh, of course. It was a
just
pleasure.
a blast. And-
It is funny.
Yeah.
It's also deeply personal. So I'm just letting you know when you do listen to that, it is personal for some of
Those
us.
of you who think Lynn hates everything, Lynn doesn't hate everything.
Oh no. Oh no.
Lynn doesn't hate everything.
Len added some really touching stories about his experiences being a New Edition fan as a young man. From pictures on the walls to drawing comic book storylines for videos.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I believe you've heard from Ronnie DeVoe's attorneys over the past 2 days.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that.
It's. I mean, listen. It's. I'm not saying because it's my podcast, but it is a must hear. If you love the Micheaux Mission, you do not want to miss them in this element. I was telling somebody the other day. This is in fact, you probably know this. This is the only episode I've ever had where I've argued and disagreed.
That's
with
true.
the guest.
Nice.
It's very true.
See.
The only one. And then I left severely concerned for their well-being. Like.
It's true.
Yeah,
It is-
it's
it
the
is true.
only one, but that's what made it so fun. I think for me is that it wasn't a bunch of, I just like gushing in love. Like it was, but then it was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
This is not true about New Edition, your opinion, But then, like I always say, everyone is entitled to their wrong opinion. Everyone. You cannot rob people of that.
So anyway, but Toya wanted to bring a little touch of that
Yes.
podcast to the actual Micheaux Mission tonight. So what you got for us, Toya?
I'm so upset 'cause I did not get to print out my spreadsheets.
Okay.
So upset.
Spreadsheets?
But I can add you to my Google sheet if you'd like.
There are New Edition spreadsheets?
There's a Google sheet that I have
Okay.
where one day we had a discussion
Oh, that's
about
right.
verses.
Yes.
And we were talking about like who should compete on verses. And I have said for the past couple months that New Edition, they're the only group that could actually compete amongst themselves.
Yes.
So when we were talking about this,
You don't think the boys of Drew Hill would stand a chance against Cisco?
no,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Just
I don't. Not
reaching
even
out.
Woody's gospel album.
I was just about to say, except for Woody, did anyone else in Drew Hill have a solo project?
No.
I didn't even know what
Jazz had one, but it was shelved.
Your Drew Hill knowledge is impressive and a little frightening. You know about Jazz's unreleased album. First of all, can you name all 4 members of Drew Hill?
Yes.
So you said I knew, of course, Cisco.
Cisco,
And
Nokia, Woody, and
Nokia.
Jazz.
Okay, here's a deep cut. Who's the one that came in later, the 5th Drew Hill?
Shoot. That's on another spreadsheet.
Okay.
we
I-
talking
somewhere.
about Drew Hill like this?
We just spent 15 minutes on Immature. I think we got 5 minutes for Drew Hill.
So guys, so I was saying, I was lining these up because this became very important to me.
Yes.
And I had to put in a spreadsheet because I said, if I'm going to come up with these things, I need to show my work.
That's
Mhm.
right.
So the challenge became,
Well, you know what? If you click,
where
oh boy, this will be an editing nightmare. You should be able to
I
actually
can
share.
share my screen.
You should share your screen.
Hold on.
You share your screen there, so that way the people at home that are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, they can see as well. I see it's coming up now. All right.
Oh, there it is.
There's
Feel
this-
free to discuss with friends.
All right, you may have to go full screen to see it, ladies and gentlemen, because
All
it's
right.
a little small print.
So this became the challenge. What do we do about Ralph Tresvant's hits because he has had the least amount of hits?
Because I'm assuming Bobby must have 2 other pages.
Yeah.
Listen, this was hard because really it was take Bobby Brown stuff
Right.
and then just kind of mix it in with everybody else because he has so many.
Right.
So like, let's say if you look here,
Wait, are these the 4 Bobby Brown that these are your best Bobby Browns?
no, you have to read across. You have to
Okay,
read
got you.
horizontally.
All right.
So
Because I
this
like
is-
humping around, but
Right. So this is what this had to do. It was like Rock With You against My. Do What I Gotta Do against When Will I See You Smile Again. So it's like those 2 ballads against Rock With You. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it
I
was
so,
like
so
got you.
these
Bobby
are
against Johnny
Okay.
and then Ralph against BBD. So there's only a couple. I don't even think there's even a couple where it's like everyone against everyone.
right.
'Cause that just was
Right.
not happening.
Right.
So Fairweather Friend against Sensitivity.
They're asking for you. Can you put the sheet in the Facebook group?
I will. Hill. Thank you for asking.
Because this is a document that must be studied
Thank you
without
for
distraction.
asking.
And Damon, of all people, the fifth Drew Hill was Scola.
Thank you, Damon.
Well, you know, Baltimore stand up.
Scola. They couldn't come up with anything better than
Look,
Scola.
you know how I feel about Drew Hill because they used to sing at the Fudgery.
I know you.
At the harbor.
You don't feel.
Oh, please note in line 7. Hold on.
Jesus, their edits.
In line 7, hold on. So the reason for line 7 is that these are all soundtrack songs. So
Okay.
this
Right,
is
right,
where
right,
it
right.
becomes fair. So
Right,
like
right,
we
right.
got
It's rated R in here.
No, but Yo Baby Yo against There You Go by Johnny Gill against Honor Owned by Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Or Money Can't Buy You Love. Like Ralph has a choice between those two.
Now again,
Oh, Ralph got
everyone
options.
is just sort of skipping around Bobby Brown's legs because On Our Own has the entire plot of
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2
It does.
in the rap.
This is the thing. It's not even about who wins. It's about how can we make sure everybody gets a
Gets
chance
to participate.
That's what.
Right.
That's all.
Like we're gonna hand the statue to Bobby at the
Exactly.
beginning. Okay,
Right,
Bobby,
right.
you the winner. Now we just gonna talk.
Here's the shame. We're making Ralph earn his participation trophy. That's what this is really all about.
Listen, if as you will hear in the episode that I recorded with these two, it is always up to me to make sure that Ralph
To
to
defend.
defend.
Because what we will not do is slander Ralph Tresvant in my presence. Quote
Don't
unquote.
play.
He is dancing his heart out in House Party 2.
I don't.
Isn't he though?
I said,
He is.
I said, Ralph is dancing for his dinner right now.
You know I have
He's-
so much to say about that. So much.
I don't want to slip into the review, but when he dropped his hat, but then maneuvered himself to put the hat back on, I said, that's that New Edition training right there.
I've seen Ralph drop mics or like almost drop mics, and it looks so dope the way he does it. Because it just like
That's
spins
right.
in the air, and he's just
That's right. That's right.
it's Ralph Tresvant. That's what he does. I don't play behind Ralph. I don't play it
George
behind Ralph.
Kimona said it's a battle for silver.
So anyway, yes, I will put this in the Facebook group with explanations as needed
Okay.
for sure.
This is fun. I mean,
Yeah,
I think a New
absolutely.
Edition versus would be fun.
It would be fun if you
do
can
it.
get all of them to participate and not start fighting.
Johnny will be there on time.
Johnny will be there on time.
Johnny's there now.
Right, Johnny?
Johnny's waiting.
They're up there shooting at each other. It's like, God damn, New Edition. Could y'all, like, y'all been famous longer than not.
No, it's a shame. It's a shame. But anyway, well, thank you, Toya.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
and we are looking forward to looking at that at our leisure.
Yes, have fun with that. Have fun perusing.
Yes.
And see how that will work out. Right now, we've been talking for 43 minutes. It is time.
Yeah, we should.
Maybe.
It's our first time back.
That's true.
It's our first time back. It's a guest. It's a new setup. We're live. Like the last time we were talking about this before we started taping. The last time we were together, we were doing it really kind of old. Like we've added a whole different dimension to the Micheaux Mission experience.
That's very true. Very true.
Me and you, we sit around and bullshit and talk, and then you start taping, then you stop taping, and then now there's a whole deal.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Vince. All
So-
right. So let's get into our review. Why don't we?
Oh.
Of House Party 2. But first, some trailer talk.
Oh, there you go. I like that break. So professional.
This is the part where we talk about stuff that will be cut out of the more stuff that'll be cut out of the show.
I'm a sucker. Poor Lynn stay up all night. All right.
Yes. But
What you want to talk about?
well, I am going to talk about this because I can cut it out because I'm still kind of like iffy on talking about it out loud because it still feels weird.
What are you about to talk? What are we?
Oh no, we won't get in trouble. We won't get in trouble, Vince.
What is he? Let me tell you about Maya Angelou. It's like, what is he about to say?
I don't mind having to stay up late editing this now because I have a new job.
Oh, you're talking. Wait, are you supposed to be talking about this?
I'm not sure.
Then you shouldn't.
Then you should.
Because this will be cut out.
Yeah,
I
no,
shouldn't.
yeah, you shouldn't
I
be
probably
talking.
shouldn't.
Yeah,
I
you,
probably
yeah,
not yet.
you, see,
Not
you
yet.
about to jam yourself up.
Well, I didn't say. Well, no, I did. Oops, you're right.
Yeah, you
I just
can't-
remembered. I
yeah.
did sign an NDA.
Yeah, you can't
Okay,
talk-
never mind. I
What the hell
just
are you
realized. I
doing?
just signed that today.
That's why you're not involved in the jewel heist planning now.
That's why I wasn't at the meeting. That's why I went to get the papers.
I've said too much. Yes, let's talk about something else that's not gonna mess up your money.
What do you want to talk about, Toya? On
Hey,
Shirley
Toya.
Talk?
Well, this would have been it. The whole spreadsheet thing would have been it. I do. Okay, can I address the comment?
Yes.
Okay, so Farrah Blackwell said, "Is Johnny Gill's LSG work accounted for here?" And you know what? I have to say no because Keith Sweat and Gerald Levert weren't in New Edition, but against BBD, like maybe I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah,
But if Johnny was like, "Don't forget I was in,"
This
and then
this
bring over
might be a
Keith
question
Sweat.
that you actually can answer, but I can't. Can you name one LSG song?
My Body,
That was a LSG song.
Yeah.
My Body, and
That's the only one I know.
Curious,
You named
Curious.
2 LSG songs.
because I really like that song and I love that video. It's a remake of Midnight Star's Curious. Midnight Star. Midnight Star. to
What?
Curious?
I'm
Originally?
curious.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Midnight Star. Because that sounds a little funkier than
curious.
Midnight Star. No, I'm thinking Atlantic Star.
I think it is Midnight
That-
Star.
yeah, that
It may
could
be a
yeah,
minute.
They
So,
did a
yeah.
remake that,
That's right.
but that also included, it was Busta Rhymes, MC Light, and LL Cool J. It's such a fun video.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
but those are the only two. And I think they did a song with SWV, but I can't remember.
And did LSG have 2 albums?
Yeah,
How they have 2
crazy.
albums? They must have dropped. Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And that's not to be confused. What was the name of the group with Genuine?
TGT.
Genuine was in a group?
It was Genuine, Tank. Was it Joe?
No.
Who
No,
was
it wasn't.
Genuine.
Tank? And who was the third dude?
Tag on it.
Who was the third?
Tyrese.
And Tyrese.
That's why it's
Are you
TGT.
serious? They were in a group?
They tried it.
Like, what are y'all doing?
TGT.
When I tell you it was grand opening, grand closing,
That was some.
I mean,
That was some old
not
tax
as bad
evasion
as
thing.
what's my group? What's my favorite group that they had broken up by the time the video came out? Alicia Heat Muhammad.
Oh,
Dawn.
Lucy
Group-
Pearl.
Lucy
Pearl.
Pearl. Lucy Pearl had broken up by the time the video came out.
Lucy
I
Pearl
know. And that was a
could not be
shame.
great.
Because that song, it was, I mean, it was all right.
It wasn't a bad song. That
Yes, it
album
was.
was not as good as
It wasn't
should
as it should have been. Yeah, I was very disappointed.
I
in
just
that.
thought it was hilarious that they couldn't get along long enough.
But what's it a matter if they couldn't get along? I never heard
Yeah, I
the
don't
full
think they could
story
get
about
along.
that.
Yeah, I don't think they could get along. And we
Really?
can talk about who can get along with whom.
Yeah.
But from what I understand,
Well.
the 3 of them couldn't.
Only one of them was kicked out of 2 groups. So, I mean, just judge. Well, no, she didn't. She quit.
Right, she quit.
She quit.
She quit.
To be fair. And to be fair, she quit for probably a legitimate reason. Because it was money.
I mean, that's the only people quit. What is money, ego? We talked about it with the music bios. What breaks up is money, ego, women, or romantic entanglements, drugs.
True.
Like those are the pitfalls.
That's very true. All right. Well, thank you for.
And did Heads of State actually
No.
record anything?
No.
Okay,
No.
no, they did not.
No.
But if you've noticed, Ralph and Johnny have done like 2 or 3 songs
Yes,
together.
yes.
And then in the beginning of one video, I think it's Earthquake, he calls them 2 Edition.
Who calls them 2 Edition?
The comedian Earthquake.
Oh,
was
oh,
like,
oh,
look,
Earthquake
it's 2
called-
Edition. I'm like, that is the best name.
That is the funniest thing I have heard. all day.
2 Edition.
Johnny and Ralph are 2 Edition.
They are. I was like, why is this not a
They
thing?
should, because I know Ralph was hot when they were touring as
He was.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, which is perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect name. But I know
They-
Ralph was like, God damn it. But 2 Edition is great.
There's a documentary or a docuseries called A Closer Look, and he was the first subject of it, and he actually talks about it. He says, he's like, they didn't know if I needed that money or not. They
Right.
don't know, but they just went off on tour
Right.
with the name that I purposely put in the song.
I mean, can you copyright that? Like, it's
You
just
couldn't
their
copyright-
names.
You can't copyright
Right,
that.
it's just their names.
Yeah, I purposely put it in the song. You wrote a lyric. Shut up.
But his thing was, he did it because the group became.
Oh, that's
about
right,
him.
because it was all about
Right,
him.
because
Yeah.
so
That's
he
true,
was
that's true.
naming them.
Exactly.
That's true, that's
He
true.
did it for that
Oh.
reason.
That's true.
It's always Ralph putting his career on the back
See,
burner
see?
for the other 4.
See?
Here we go.
See?
Sorry.
There you go.
For Ralph Tresvant, ambassador.
Right. It's kind of like Busta Rhymes wasn't the one that broke up Leaders of the New School. It was Charlie Brown. Like, according to Busta Rhymes.
Okay.
Like, he was like, I always wanted to just be in Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, right.
Wow. I didn't know this.
I actually like Charlie Brown better than Busta Rhymes on their first album.
Well, because Busta is Busta, but Busta is just energy and,
Yeah,
and everything. But like lyrics,
Like,
it's-
I like that whole Charlie Brown.
He
That
was
cadence.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie Brown's great.
I like them. All right,
Is that no trailer talk?
that's more than enough trailer talk.
Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese.
Now, guess who broke that group up?
Oh, I thought that was Genuine. I thought Genuine had issues.
I bet it was Tyrese. I have no idea. I just the first time hearing of this
I
group.
don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm not going to speak about what I don't know completely.
There you go.
on air.
I can't believe that there are other people who even know about this group. Janine is saying like she's like Genuine, Tank, and Tyrese. Yes.
Yes,
I
Janine.
can't believe that. And she also says that Dawn Richards of formerly of En Vogue and Lucy Pearl has a new album that is getting rave
wow.
You
reviews.
used to have a crush on Dawn from En Vogue.
Oh yeah, dog.
I'm just quoting. I'm just quoting.
Five.
I'm just quoting Fife.
5.
Oh. I thought you were cool.
I was actually a Terry man.
Well, I like them all, but Dawn was
Terry was funny.
she was.
Terry was funny.
Terry. See, I like Terry, but Terry reminded me of Holly Robinson Pete, and I had a crush on Holly Robinson Pete.
So you were being faithful
To Holly Robinson Pete. Yes, I had to be faithful.
Imagine.
It's so much like.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, this was fun. All right, now
It's our first day back.
It is. I'm so happy for you guys.
and as we journey into hour 3, let's get into our review of House Party 2. House Party 2, a 1991 American comedy sequel to the 1990 film House Party, returns most of the cast from the first film, such as Kid and Play, Full Force, Martin Lawrence, Tisha Campbell, along with new cast members such as Queen Latifah, Iman, and very famous entertainers such as Tony, and Ralph Tresvant. In contrast to the original, House Party 2 focuses less on the party aspect of the plot. Instead, it focuses more on the characters' personal lives, ranging from dating to education and career ambitions. And unlike the first, this one is directed by Doug McHenry and George Jackson. House Party 2, Toya Haynes selection for this stop on the Micheaux mission in the magical month of June. Toya, what say you of House Party 2?
First of all, I loved House Party 2 when I saw it in the theater. So this came out in 91 or
91.
91, so I was a junior in high school. Okay, so I loved this. I had a huge crush on Kid.
Really?
I did, a huge crush on Kid. I mean, pictures in the locker, like, ridiculous. Loved Kid and Play. So I was really excited about seeing this film. And I remember really loving this film when it came out. But being a Micheaux Mission fan, I've been spoiled and schooled.
Well, you gonna put it on us?
They ruined some. No, they haven't ruined some things for me. But I think what's been great about listening to you guys is that I actually, and I've mentioned this, I noticed certain things about films that I may not have noticed before. And also sometimes just as you get older and you return to films before that you grew up with, you're
Right.
like, oh wait, that's a little strange. I will say that what I really noticed about this film is that it's very obvious that it's a different director. It's very obvious. There's so many things that are like drastically different. Like the first three, you can tell they're all different, like in the way that they're made. This one was, how can I put it? A little bit more campy, like with those sound effects, like in certain scenes, you know, and certain things that they did that they would not have done, in the first movie. I don't think the Hudson brothers would have done a lot of the things, that were done in House Party 2. I still like this movie, but there's certain things in the movie that I'm like, wait, why did that happen?
Anything in particular that stands out?
The chase scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. At the end.
The
towards
chase
the
scene
end.
at the end was so odd to me. And I didn't realize how odd it was. And I think it was the first time, because like I said, I was a junior in high school. So then I realized that Kid was running after the guy that was trying to get Sydney drunk to like sexually assault her.
It got real rapey all of a
It
sudden.
got real rapey.
And
Yeah.
like real all of a sudden.
Like real
Yes.
fast. Like you're saying get her drunk, but like when that one wasn't working, he actually grabbed her
Yeah.
and was pulling her away.
Yeah, and I don't know what I thought was happening when I was a
Yeah,
junior, but
yeah.
like that was so alarming this time. Why did the faculty hall have rooms with beds in it?
I guess you take a nap between classes. I don't know.
Like, I didn't understand. Like,
Yeah.
that's the dining hall. Why are people having sex in the beds in the room? Like, why are there beds in the rooms to have sex in is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
was
yeah.
that? That was odd to me.
I hadn't even thought about that until this very moment. That's it's true.
Right. It was a whole suite of rooms upstairs in the dining hall.
There was
Yeah.
so much randomness in that scene, and it was, I think, because it was towards the end of the movie. It's just sometimes you're like, okay, are they having a difficult
Yeah.
time wrapping
Wrapping things
this
up. Right,
Like,
right.
like someone throws a blow up doll at play. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, there's so many things that just don't make sense.
Yes.
So it just seems like that was very odd to me. But there are a lot of things about this movie that I do love.
Okay.
It's very obvious that this soundtrack was on MCA Records because MCA artists are all up and throughout from being on the wall.
I'm about to say.
A BBD poster.
That's
I
right.
noticed in the record store there's a bunch of Alexander O'Neal posters.
Right.
Which really made me
how
miss
often do you see that?
Yeah, it made me miss record stores so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up Ralph Tresvant. He had Ralph Tresvant CDs he was putting up. He was pricing. I noticed. Even when Bilal was DJing the party, he had like the records. Like I used to DJ, so like I remember like putting like certain records that you loved or whatever you were playing like in the front. So there was like a Ralph one, there was a Pebbles one, all that kind of stuff. So it was neat to see like all the MCA artists and and Johnny Gill was up there too. Everybody but Bobby, and Bobby was on MCA, but I don't know what that was.
I don't think Bobby needed the
Bobby,
House Party 2 publicity.
Thing. I thought it was funny to see Queen Latifah in this element because I feel like it's been a long time since we've seen Queen Latifah as the same rapper she was when she first came out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
because this is very early.
exactly, it's very early. So it's like in Jungle Fever, she was kind of like the Queen Latifah that you may have assumed she was.
Right.
Whereas in House Party 2, it's like, oh, it's Queen Latifah playing Queen Latifah.
Right.
Right.
It was weird when she started rapping. It was like, wow, she's rapping.
I thought the same thing. I
Right.
was like, oh yeah, that was a thing.
Right. Queen Latifah used to rap.
And those hats.
Right.
In the same hat.
Oh, yes. Yes.
No one mentioned Cameron Jamal,
Yes.
who used to be in a group called Young Black Teenagers that was on Def Jam.
Yes.
Yes.
A very ironic
Yes.
group.
Yes. He was Kid's roommate. He was in like a good part of the film. He was
Yeah,
in the film.
yeah.
But I think That's one of those things that I think about in the movie. That's like things that flew back then that would not fly now.
Right.
What, him being in the movie or
Him being not
Or
him
just
being in
his
the movie.
role, like as the white guy who
Oh.
kind of although I thought a lot of it was accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I more so the fact that he was in a group called Young Black Teenagers.
That-
Oh,
that
you
was-
meant that one?
Yeah,
fly.
that was
yeah.
named by Russell Simmons. Like Russell
Right.
Simmons gave him that name.
right. I mean, but to be fair, that doesn't come up in the movie.
It doesn't.
No, right.
But it made sense where it was like, oh, you know who'd be perfect for this besides MC Search?
Right,
You
right.
know, let's put Cameron in it.
Right.
So yeah, that's another one of those things. But I still love it. I think. Oh, one thing I want to mention is another Micheaux mission thing that I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I love the scenes between Kid and Mr. Lee, played by Tony Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Burton, yes,
I love that.
of Rocky fame.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really felt like, and you've said before that you didn't feel like maybe they were the best actors, but I feel like with him, in scenes with Tony Burton,
Mm-hmm.
and the more seasoned actors, Kid actually did really well. Like in those scenes. And
Okay.
I think those were just the mentions of college and the different messages. This was also around the time we were watching Different World.
Yeah, it
A lot
was
of
very-
kids-
yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
A
forgot
lot
about
of
that.
kids
91.
Were, yeah, a lot of us were thinking like, maybe I should, college seems like a good idea. Black colleges seem like this. Like this wasn't necessarily a black college,
No,
but
it was not a black college.
It wasn't. But this was around the time where it was very popular to start thinking about like how great college could
That's
be
right.
and the college experience could
Yeah.
be. But I really love those scenes with Tony Burton so much.
What about you, Vince?
I liked it. I mean, look. Speaking of the tonality, the one creator you didn't mention was the screenwriter, Rusty Kundieff, who we have talked about before, and we have talked about those tonal kind of incongruities, if you will, in something like Sprung.
Right, which was his baby.
Which is his
Oh,
big.
yeah.
So like, there's actually a moment in House Party 2 where the Miles character, was that his name, Miles, the
Which
villain?
one? Yes.
The dude?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he has a wolf mask,
Mm-hmm.
which made me think of there's a moment in Sprung where the guys actually transform
Right.
into
Okay.
dogs. So like all those sound effects and
Yeah.
all of that, I lay that at the feet of Rusty Kundieff, and that's like his deal. And in my mind, that speaks to a generalized feeling I had that almost the filmmakers didn't trust House Party, if
Yeah.
you will. Like I think the genius of the original House Party is that it was fun. It was, there was a lightness and an airiness that ran through it. But Robin Harris, grounded with Robin Harris, which, unfortunately they didn't have a Robin Harris in
Yeah,
this
he
one.
passed away not long after the film.
But there was this very deliberate realism to it that is not in here, or it's in here and then it leaves. Like, I still don't think Kid is that great of an actor, but I kind of bought him in this film as this kind of overwhelmed kid. Like, my dad has died. I'm 18 years old. Like, I actually really like the scene at the church where the church has put this money together
Yeah.
Right.
to give him a scholarship. And you can tell the pressure that he is under. And then when he goes to school, like, I like that aspect of the film, but it didn't stay on him. It didn't stay on that part of it. Likewise, we're big Tisha Campbell fans here. And I think if there is one great crime between House Party and House Party 2, it's that Sydney is not really in the film as one of the real characters.
Right.
Like, she's really sidelined.
she's a plot device.
And it's a shame because I think there's a version of this film that stays with Kid and stays with Sydney as they're freshmen, as they've gotten here, as they're sort of overwhelmed. There's this wonderful, I almost see it as a bookend scene where Sydney is going to go to the Pajama Jammy Jam, and she puts on what's really this sort of ridiculous
Queen Latifah's clothes.
afro, but it's like Queen Latifah's clothes as envisioned by someone who is looking at Queen Latifah but doesn't quite understand what Queen Latifah... Like, maybe I need another Ankh. And,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And Queen Latifah calls her, she says, Zora, Queen Latifah's character, Zora, who are you, Mrs. Kunta Kinte? But there is this sense that Sydney is trying to figure it out, too. And that sort of naturalism isn't trusted. And I think part of the reason it isn't trusted is that it's easier to lean on the farce.
Exactly.
I think it's easier to lean on the farce. And, frankly, I suspect it was easier to get the farce financed. That's the other part. Like, I don't know how you're going to sell House Party to producers as basically we're going to do the learning tree.
Right.
But with the cast from House Party.
Right.
I still like Kid and Play together. Like, I like their little relationship. Again, I still understand why people thought they would be a thing as a duo. Play has his own little deal where he's trying to figure out. I actually really like the car conceit. I remember the first time I saw the car deal, and I did not see it coming at the end with the four kid. And I thought that was cute. Much like you, I think it completely unravels. Like, if you look at my notes, like it's so funny. Like, my notes are like, this isn't that bad. Like, this is all right. Like, it's it's not fences. But, this isn't that bad. And then the last 20 minutes, ironically, once you get to the party part, the whole thing just sort of unravels, and they don't kind of know what to do with it. So that ultimately, I still thought it was all, like, I thought it was all right. I thought it was okay. And Len, you think?
Well, first, a little piece of transparency, ladies and gentlemen. We posted earlier today to social media that we were going to be reviewing House Party 2 this evening. And Toya, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I believe via social media, we actually heard from a member of Kid and Play.
Yes.
Was it Kid and or Play, or was it?
Kid.
It was Kid, Christopher Reed,
Yes.
who,
AKA Christopher Reed.
AKA Christopher Reed, who hit us up on social media, just like in a comment, and just said, "Ha ha ha, better be a good review." Am I getting that correct?
Buddy.
Yes, buddy.
Topped it off with a buddy.
Topped it off with a buddy.
Because it's friendly.
Of course,
Totally.
of course. So, it is at this point that I invite you, Mr. Reed, to perhaps turn down the sound.
Does anyone want anything from the kitchen?
Len, are you centered?
Okay. All right. I forever have had one indelible memory of House Party 2 since the first time I saw it. The first time I saw House Party, there's actually from the second
memory from House Party 2.
Yes. The second time, this was actually the second time I saw it. The first time I saw it was, I believe, like a group of friends here in Philadelphia. It was whatever. Went and saw it. We would laugh and joke, and we didn't even care. The second time I saw it was maybe about 3 weeks later. I'm walking down Chestnut Street in Philadelphia, and there's this young lady walking across the street from me. She's listening to her Walkman. We catch eyes. We lock eyes. We both stick out our tongues at each other. And then I then go over there. I talk to her for a couple of minutes. She says she's not about to do anything. I'm not about to do anything. Hey, let's go and dip in to this movie theater and watch House Party 2. So we dipped into House Party 2. Somewhere around the middle of the movie, we looked up, and
Your face, man.
Kid
I need you to move back though. You're like
kid at this point in the movie realizes that both Play and Bilal are on the campus, and he's running around looking for them. And Kid bursts into his room, and at this point, House Party 2 becomes a porno.
We've not talked. Yeah, you're right. We've not talked about it because the first one was the first one rated R.
The
first one was rated R.
The first one was rated R, but it was rated R mostly because of language.
Yeah,
Right,
there's
right.
So much language.
Yeah,
Right.
but go ahead.
But
I'm
this,
sorry.
because
Yeah.
this ain't language.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There is a woman's behind in, I think, a thong. I'm not sure.
I mean, they freeze frame it.
Well,
I
I was
don't know
about
how
to
you
say.
missed it.
I was about to say. I wasn't sure because all I saw was the buttocks. But then when the freeze frame happened, and I could see that, oh, there's a thong right there, strategically placed over certain bits. Okay, I see what's happening here. This feels out of place, and I'm like, yo, I'm not a prude. But I'm like, that don't seem house party-ish to me, you know? But that, because I was a 21-year-old guy, has always been in my mind since I ever saw House Party.
That
I didn't really.
Lynn is a complicated.
I'm a complicated guy. The only other thing I remember about the movie, I remember Cameron, I remember Queen Latifah, I remember the Pajama Jammy Jam. I honestly forgot that Ralph Tresvant was in this movie. So watching this again, I'm watching it, I'm taking it in, but now I have that thought in my mind, like, one, when does that show up in the movie? But then two, I'm like, did it really come so out of left field as I felt?
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't. Because just like to your point, Vince, where this film has a totally different vibe and it doesn't have the sincerity of the first one or the joyfulness of the first one or the fun of the first one, this movie comes across very crass to me. Like, there is so, I mean, I know the image that Play is trying to present in this movie, like as his character, but he is talking so much about getting a woman. Like, he is so much about getting skins. It's so much about how he is God's gift. You see the scene with him in the record store and he's got the women's legs up in the air. There is probably just as much profanity in this film, and again, I'm not a prude, but with that on top of that type of imagery and speaking of women in this movie, it just really just came off like, it just felt real icky to me, right? Again, also, like you said, it doesn't have the same sincerity. It has these stupid sound effects, so they're going for like baseline humor. It's not character driven at all, right? Full force. They're back again, and God bless them. They're just doing their own. They're doing their shtick. It's what got them in the first one, so they're going to wash, rinse, repeat. And I actually saw a video where Full Force was talking about, hey, we basically rewrote our whole script and just did, what we did before. It's like,
right.
We can tell. So there's that. And then there's also the totally mismatched tones of a kid, like you said, Vince, trying to learn about how to maneuver on college, but also trying to deal with what college means, what college is teaching you, right? And that's running totally congruent against everything that Play is doing, but you've got to have Play because it is a kid and play movie. So now you've got these two worlds that just bumping up against one another, and then when they all come together at the college, it absolutely makes absolutely no sense, and it's just a smorgasbord of just, I think, like I said, the word for me is like crassness. It just really just came off as just really like I felt dirty watching this movie. and I think another reason why I felt that is on display in the music that is on display. You talked about Queen Latifah rapping in this. You talk about Ralph Tresvant, who does sing, but also raps in this. You talk about Cameron, who raps in this. And if you listen to all of their rhymes, even Ralph Tresvant's rhymes,
I know where you're going with this.
these rhymes are on a wholly different level lyrically and subject line from when Kid and Play do about 4 seconds of bars at the end of this show. And the beauty of Kid and Play in First House Party, they know they're not the greatest rappers. Their producer Herb knows they're not the greatest rappers. He created this group, but he made sure to surround them with people who couldn't rap as good as them or better. Queen Latifah can eat up most dudes, right? And Ralph knows his way around a lyric.
And let's also mention that the movie opens with rated R.
I was about to say Ralph is spitting.
It's not even Kid and Play in the beginning.
It's not even Kid and
Play in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Which means that Kid is not even the rapper in his own
In
dreams.
his own
Just really, really sad.
It's just sad. You know what
In
I'm
my
saying?
dream, Ralph Tresvant is Kid. Why do we
This
have
was
to say
Toya's dream.
Right.
Kid is in my dream?
Right.
But Ralph is rapping.
Right.
So I'm like, and then the mismatched tones continue even with that rapping part, because there is so much plot in this movie that Kid can't divorce himself from the plot to just do a rap song.
Right.
He has to be distracted by what's happening. So he can't even be joyful there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the movie doesn't even want to give them the rap moment that you're waiting for.
They did have a dance moment.
But that's where the direction lets them down.
Yeah.
Because it's badly
right.
it's
right.
probably
That is
choreographed
100
great because they're good dancers, but it's filmed horribly. You can't appreciate it.
And I thought it was the worst mistake that they made as directors, because now I have something to actually compare one to one
with the first one.
House Party.
Right.
I'm so proud of myself that I've gone this long without talking about the absolute crime that AJ Johnson isn't in this.
Exactly.
So, Sydney has to just sort of grab somebody out the crowd that somehow they're perfectly choreographed and
Yes.
they dance together.
Right.
But then you're absolutely right. Look, I actually wrote in here, it's an hour in, Kid and Play have not rapped, nor have they danced.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you, like you said, as rappers, Kid and Play are great dancers.
Right.
That's their deal.
Right.
Then the direction lets that down. So you can't, like, there was this shot from above where it was just showed them, and it just
was them
looked,
like jumping.
right. It just
I
kind of, they're
remember
like
that.
kind of shuffling, but you could tell that the dance moves were more intricate. But because of the direction of the shot, we can't.
Because of the shot, you
see
can't
it.
appreciate it. No.
Then there's all these people around, and it really was. It made me want to go back to the first to the similar scene from House Party,
Right.
which did it so much better.
Yeah, it's so many. I can't even say it's missed opportunities, because I just honestly think it's just too much story, and that speaks to, like you mentioned, Rusty Kandif, his writing. He definitely goes for more of the sophomoric jokes. I being a Three Stooges devotee, I got what he was trying to do at the end with the chase scene.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know how to do it. That's the problem with it, and they don't know how to just do a fun, dumb chase scene. I mean, it's all set up. I mean, Play is running around with Groucho Marx hair the whole movie, so like it's all set up for you to do the Marx Brothers bit, but they don't know how to pull it off, and they can't get out of their way because they still got to cram in sex jokes. They got to cram in. There is a cringe-worthy about minute to 2 minutes of this film of guys just watching women's butts walk by.
That was cringy.
Yeah.
What I will say, though, what was funny, not funny, but haha about it in a way, was it was part of one of the scenes that was a throwback to the first house party.
Right,
Meaning
right.
not the women, not that part, but the part where because the group Groove Be Chill.
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
Chill.
Yes.
So the guy that played Groove,
Yes.
who was drunk,
Yes.
had to carry,
Yeah.
he's now very learned and he has his bow tie,
right.
and these other guys are standing there drunk, and he's like, my brothers, it is not good to be,
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. Now that shot was really ridiculous. The shot
Right.
and all the crotch shots, like that was unnecessary. But that was one of the throwbacks to the original movie.
The whole thing with Daryl Chill.
Right.
bumping
Chill
the-
bumps into the.
Yeah, Wiz, their DJ Wiz was in there. So there were like some funny moments that like threw back to the first one, but I do agree that was cringy.
That was actually the same big dude having sex.
Yeah.
Yes!
As in it.
Yeah.
In the faculty hall!
In the faculty hall, in the bedrooms upstairs with a college student. And the reason we know it is because he kept saying it as they were having sex.
This
Give me
very
that
true.
college stuff. It was like, this feels inappropriate.
It's weird. Did you notice that the college, his name was
Harris.
University?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice
Yeah.
that.
That was sweet.
There was something just about. The reason probably why AJ Johnson wasn't in here because I did my deep dive on Kid to Play.
Yeah.
Because there's something else that I'm going to be talking about in a little
Go
bit.
ahead.
Is because they actually didn't want Full Force and Martin Lawrence to be in this film. They were going to give, he was going to go to college, and they were going to give them a new best friend, probably would have been maybe Cameron. I don't know. They didn't really say. But at this point, Kid and Play, who admittedly had blown up in the year between House Party and House Party 2, had a little bit more stroke. So they're like, nah, we want Martin Lawrence in there. We want Full Force in there. And they probably just couldn't pull
Right.
AJ Johnson. either.
Right. Who I kind of like Martin Lawrence in this.
Yeah,
Martin
he's the voice
Lawrence
of
is the best
reason.
part of this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, he's kind
Yeah.
of like the voice of
Yeah,
reason.
and like the
at a
moral
certain point.
compass.
He is. I like the part, and I remember when I used to watch this back in the day. I actually did used to rewind this a lot. It's the part where he's in the back of the car and Kid and Play just got done fighting each other, and he's like, you know what I think? And they're like, shut up, Bilal. He's like, hey, I will both y'all.
Right.
That part used to crack me up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't gonna be too many more.
ain't gonna be
right.
I will both. I
Right.
think that was so funny. So yeah.
Yeah,
He was a good part of this film.
I like the part where he is basically telling like Kid, like, dude, he stole your check. Knock him the fuck out.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
like that's real talk.
And
Like,
look at you. Like,
Right.
yeah, he was such a good part.
And of course, they get into a fight. They get into an actual fist fight.
Finally, it needed to happen.
But then it's over.
and they don't show the fight. Well, I'm fine with not showing
I
the
was
fight.
about to say, I don't know how much
Yeah,
fight
I know you need
choreography I want to see between Kid and Play.
I'd rather see a dance off, honestly,
Right.
True.
than a fight.
True. So at the end of the day, as much as I want to still have fond memories of this movie, I really just left this movie like, wow, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. I just felt it was really left a bad taste in my mouth.
There is something about these characters. Like, I think the characters have built up so much goodwill with me from House Party that I just kind of wanted to see where they ended up. Like, when I finished watching this, it said, next, I know you don't want to talk about it, but House Party 3. And I did not watch House Party 3.
Yeah. me neither.
However, there is a scene because between House Party 2 and House Party 3, now Tisha Campbell is, this is now in the Martin era. So Tisha Campbell's not going to show up for this dinky movie. But she has a couple of cameos. And I actually did fast forward to the moment between Kid and Sydney. And it was like you watched them grow up. And you can't really defend it along quality lines, but I did kind of, I like seeing these characters. And it did melt my heart a little bit when Play sold his car, and then his license plate said for Kid and Play.
He had to redeem himself because
Yeah.
when he showed up at the gravesite, talking about I got some honeys in the car.
Yeah.
I think I have this in here. I think all I just wrote was, you know what, Play is the worst. Like, that's all I can say at that moment.
Play is pretty
was,
terrible.
Play is the
He is.
worst.
But I like that they lean into it though.
I mean,
Like
he was
Play
bad,
is
but
actually the worst.
The worst.
Like I love. We talk about the big thing, him stealing the money. I love the fact that consistently throughout the film until the end, Play is trying to convince him not to go to college.
Yeah, and the way we'll get you out of this is we need you to do something criminal.
Right.
Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, oh, Play's worse.
And yeah, because remember, Play starts off, once kid does go to college, he's like, well, really, we don't need him. Because, like, I'm really the one who wrote the joint.
Yeah.
So we're really good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play. See, this is why for years I didn't like Play.
Now you know it is a movie though.
It is. It is. But it baked into my brain. I did not like
You
Play.
these people.
Well, here's
you
this-
know Billy D. Williams talks about that. Like people come up here and talk crazy to him for years because The Empire Strikes Back, and he's like, "Now you know that was a character.
Right.
I didn't really betray Han Solo. He doesn't exist."
I had to come to Jesus moment. But in doing my deep dive of Kid and Play,
I love that you've done this research.
I have.
on Kid and Play.
I have. And listening
He was like in a
to
microfiche.
hours and hours of DJ Vlad in interviews with them.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, he seems to really like Kid.
It's the stories.
But I've come around on Play a little bit.
Okay.
Because I know that Play, he was basically like before Kid and Play, he basically was like a street dude. Like he was just out there like robbing and stealing, right? And then Kid and Play straightened him out, got into got a little left, then found Jesus, and now he's like this hip hop historian, like at different colleges and stuff. And I was listening to him talk about that, and because me in my mind, like Play hip hop historian, really? Like, don't like
He was there.
but and that's the thing, he
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
And when I listened to him talk about it from that perspective, and him dropping jewels and information on people, I was like, all right, man, I gotta have respect for you, dog. And the big thing that really turned it around on me, two things. One is that he gave props to Lady B from Philadelphia, and Philadelphia itself, as being, as much as New York is considered like, the birthplace of, hip hop. He was like, but it was really Philly that put it really on the map, on the FM dial, and he big up Lady B. So I had to give some love for that. And then like the bull who was interviewing him said, like, you looking good, He's like, yo, man, that's like, that's nothing but the Lord and just for men, dog. It's real. And I was like, yo, that's real, dog. That's real talk. I'm like, I Play. I might roll with you, Play. I'm turning around on you, Play. You,
Oh well, that's
I like you, Play. You're cool. I was always a Kid dude. Like
Yes,
Kid.
yes.
Like I
Oh,
like.
well,
I mean,
that's
you
nice.
can't not like Kid. I mean,
nice. There's peace between House Len and House Play.
so
I'm glad to see that that's happened for you.
I am too,
I
because
like that journey for you.
I was, I've been concerned for years about Len in this Play situation. So
well, I remember when you talked about when we Omar and Dorian, we sat down with them, and like before we turned on the mic, somehow Kid and Play came on, and it came up, and I went into my play jag. And Omar put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, dog, this is personal. This is personal for you, dog.
like when he was telling the story earlier about seeing the girl, I was like, and then Play came down the street and took the girl. Like I kept waiting for the plot twist.
It's like me and Johnny Gill. Like when we were talking about Johnny Gill.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then Johnny comes along.
Right.
I would like to revisit something that you and I discussed during the first house party. And
Okay.
this is the possibility.
Oh, yes.
You know what? I forgot to detail that their grandmother got them the job.
Yes.
And I think that Rusty Candia, who, regardless of what we've said about his script, I actually like him. I think he's a smart guy. And I feel as if, though, he saw that in the first one and said, I need to diffuse this a little bit.
Okay, but you got to fill people in what exactly you're referencing.
We talked about the sexual tension between, what's the brother's name?
Stab.
Between Stab in Full Force and Kid. And I've actually watched House Party several times since that episode, and it's 100% there. This energy between Stab and Kid. And I looked for it, and I didn't see it.
Well, there is a moment that I would like to bring to your attention. One of the lines that I actually do like from the movie is Helen
Martin.
Helen Martin. Yeah. The
When
great
she was like,
Helen
I don't even go to school and I know about this damn party. I thought
Yeah.
it was so funny.
Yes.
Who plays their grandmother. But when they get the job at the university and they walk up on Cam and Kid, Stab is the one to pick Kid up. And then he says to him about Cam, who is this man, your girlfriend?
He sure does. And he sounds jealous. Harpo! Who this woman? He was.
And did you see
he
the
did
way-
say it.
And the way he was looking at Cam was like, mm-hmm.
Oh, this what you like?
Oh, this what you like?
See?
This what you left us for?
And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl.
With dreads.
See? You had all this right here.
All this muscle. and you
All
left it.
this muscle. Okay.
He was the one that did it.
Okay. The detail with the grandmother made me drop my guard, but you were on it.
I was on it.
All right. Well.
I don't remember that being talked about in the Vlad interview with Full Force. It might be on the deleted scenes.
Cause it's real and it's thick in the first one. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, especially the part in jail. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, why
Yeah.
is that with the
Right. Oh yeah.
Can we talk about the false sense of security that Ralph probably got from being in this movie? Thinking that everything's going to be all right.
Now, was this before or after Mo Money?
This was before.
All right, so I guess right. He probably did think this was his joint. And by Mo Money, he knew that this don't necessarily work out when you have a movie soundtrack.
You know,
He was jaded by Mo Money.
well, you're going to get me on my eyes once again. Thing about Mo Money is that was produced by Jammy Lewis.
Yes.
Entirely, which, Boomerang was produced by, Babyface, and then over here he had Jammy Lewis. I personally like the Mo Money soundtrack much better.
Yeah.
I love that soundtrack so much. And I think one thing that they've always done for Ralph in everything they've produced is like they've always given him like the best stuff. And I think that with this one, not that one, with the song on Mo Money, they gave him an up tempo.
Mm-hmm.
This, he had an up tempo. I don't know who produced Yo Baby, Yo Baby, Yo.
I'm unaware of the ins and outs.
Well, Hank
of
Shockley
the
did a lot
house.
of stuff, so he might have done
I
it.
wouldn't doubt
too.
it.
Sounds
But
like
it goes back to my point that I bring up on my podcast that Ralph should have always led with an up tempo. What do we get? Sensitivity,
Sensitivity.
which I don't hate. But
You know, he was in white linen.
yeah, and then
in the
following it
video.
up with do what I gotta like. He
Do what I
just
gotta
never
do.
had a shot.
Fine, you just never had a. Meanwhile, Johnny Gill is rubbing you the right way.
Yeah,
My.
dancing and doing stuff
He
on
was
the floor and
dancing. He was. His shirt was open.
dancing harder than Bobby.
Had on like some dress shoes in the video.
Sparkly
Johnny Gill
Beth.
is moving so fast in the Rub You the Right Way video.
I haven't seen that video in forever. So Toya,
Don't get me started. I was in a good mood. And we started talking about how Ralph always gets the short end of the stick.
would you recommend that people watch House Party 2?
Absolutely. I would.
That's right, Toya. That's right, Toya.
Stand by your man.
Right.
I absolutely
I
would.
love it.
House Party 2 is a fun time. Like, it really is a fun time. And if you saw the first one and never saw the second one, I'd be like, oh, yeah, absolutely watch the second one. Well, you know it's the third one, huh? What about the third one? What about the third one? I feel, you know what I feel like with this movie? I feel like, in a way, I could be wrong about this, but kind of like, you know, with the Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier movies, it's like, you know, they had a Uptown Saturday Night, let's do it again, piece of action. By the time they get to the piece of action, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
I feel like they jump straight from like Uptown Saturday Night to Piece of the Action.
Oh.
Almost. Now, I like House Party too, but because of like the flaws and the things we talked about, it's like, it doesn't travel as well.
It doesn't age well.
It doesn't age as well as House Party does. So that's what I mean by that. And then the third one, as much as I love House Party, that's how much I hate House Party 3.
And how does Class Act fit into this?
It does not.
It doesn't fit in.
I know, honestly, I don't even remember it. I watched it. I had the movie poster and everything.
I just
Like
remember
said, I
that
was a huge fan.
kid that has like just the
Right,
plots.
right.
And
Yeah.
Class Act is actually a high concept film
I don't remember
because it's
it.
mistaken. Remember that it's mistaken. I can't believe I'm the Class Act expert in this room,
Yeah.
but actually I can believe it. Kid plays a nerdy kid who goes to this school and gets into an advanced the advanced classes,
Right.
And Play is a criminal
Okay.
who gets transferred to the school, and through movie stuff, their records get switched so that Play ends up in the advanced classes and Kid ends up with the criminals, and then hijinks ensue. And then there's some reason that they have to keep up the facade, and Karen Parsons from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is involved.
I really don't remember it. And I had the movie poster and everything because I was a huge fan. But
Yeah.
like, I'm not seeing
And
it
the hair
now.
is actually a plot point.
Yeah, I do.
Because Kid
yeah.
has to twist his hair so that it look. And I remember Play's character, I think, was named Blade. It was subtle because he was a criminal, and then he had to twist his joints up.
Vince, would you recommend people watch House Party 2?
Recommend is so strong, like, because when you say recommend, it's like go out
And see it.
and see, like, but like almost look for it. I'm gonna give a passive recommendation, and what I mean by that is this: so much like today when it went right to House Party 3. If you've just watched House Party on your streaming service of choice, and then it comes up, now you might want to watch this, I would recommend it. You know what? I'm going to backtrack. Much like you just said, if you enjoyed House Party and you enjoyed these characters, I would recommend it just to sort of see where they, like, I think there's enough in there to justify sitting through an hour and like 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you, sir,
And you,
of
Len.
course.
No,
Right.
All right.
I'm just cutting to the chase. No. I-
Not even if you liked House Party, like you would say. You
no,
would tell
I think
somebody not to
if
go
you
any
like
further?
House Party, and I did.
Yeah, right.
I enjoyed House Party. I think take House Party for what it is, enjoy it for what it is, and then leave it alone.
Right. It stands alone.
Because much like a lot of sequels, not all sequels, but a lot of sequels, this one goes left. And I think it goes, and let's put it this way. If this was 1995, I would be recommending House Party 2. It's 2021. This does not age well at all
no, it
to
That's
me.
true.
In
And
parts,
because of that, I would say no, don't watch it. Just enjoy House Party. Enjoy that, and then look at Kid and Play music videos if you really like them, because that's really what I mean. That's what it's about, you know.
It is bizarre, though. I mean,
Yes, George Cremona. Yes, I'm saying this is like the Matrix. It went left with.
It is, but we talked about this a bit with I Got the Hookup. It is bizarre you have these films that somehow have generated a series.
Well, I mean, but
Like I am fat. It's you know, it's almost like at the end of. So is Beneath the second Planet of the Apes movie?
Are you talking about the original?
The original, right?
No, I thought it was. It's the Planet of the Apes.
It's Planet Apes, and I think Beneath if Beneath isn't the name of it, but it's the one where Charlton Heston put in his contract that they would blow up the planet at the end, so that there wouldn't be any more. But then it made so much money that they had to figure out how to keep making Planet of the Apes movies.
I think you're right.
And
And I think
went,
the third one I think is Return.
right, and then then it kind of got really bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bizarre to me that somehow they kept making house party movies.
Well,
like the fact that they handed it off too immature.
Well, that's because
No, I mean I know why, but
Yeah.
it's like it's just sort of bizarre storytelling to me. So I do think that there is a type of person that kind of weird stuff appeals to them.
well, not necessarily weird. People be completists. It's like, oh, there's House Party 5. Oh, there's 4 other ones. So you know,
How many are there for real? Like,
I think there's
in
5.
The
I think
universe
there
that I don't live in.
I think there's 5.
there's 5.
Are
after-
you on Epics? Straight to Epics.
I think one of them was on BET.
3
I think one of them was like a
need to be on
BET.
Epic.
Yeah. But we are only responsible for 3 because only 3 were released
To the
in the
theaters.
theater. And like, I mean, I don't know if we should wait to the end, but I've been waiting to say this the whole episode. You're 100% coming and doing the third one.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
you're
yes, you are.
100%. Like you gotta finish. You gotta finish.
I respect my time too much and what I expose myself to
You gotta come
to
and
do
do
the
it.
thing because I will be so angry.
Well, that's why you have
I will
to
be in the
come.
worst mood. And I'm not. I do not like being in a bad mood. Okay. All right, just get ready for
Yes.
pissed off Toya.
Okay. All right.
Pissed off.
All right.
I'm mad just thinking about it.
That's a lot of heat for House Party 3.
I'm going to be angry.
Okay.
So tune in next week.
Oh gosh, I don't believe I'm agreeing to this, but for you two, I will.
I have been saying for years we should do a month of sequels.
I've been thinking about that, but a month. Like, how do you pick 4 sequels? Like,
No. Sequels to stuff we've watched.
oh, sequels to stuff. Well, okay.
So we could do like 48 hours. We could do another 48 hours. We could do.
Well, I actually thought we should do like a month of Beverly Hills Cop because there's 4 of them.
No. Beverly Hills Cop stands alone now.
I need you to do Why Did I Get Married too if you're going to be just as angry as I'm going
We
to
could
be.
do Why Did I Get Married Too, which is
That's a
bananas.
horrible movie.
It's very.
But it's just crazy.
And I love the first, like as much as I love the first one, I do love the first one. Let me have it. I love the first one. I really do. It's very much like how I feel about House Party and House Party 3. It's like as much as I love that movie, that is absolutely how much I hated that movie.
So what movies have we done that we need to do the sequels to?
So I was thinking, well, we just did House Party 2, but now we can do House Party 3.
Okay.
I was thinking another 48 hours.
Oh, we haven't done that. That's
No.
Right.
I want to partition Blade. I think Blade kind of stands.
Well, we did Blade 1 and 2.
Yeah, but what was another one we did that I was like, we could talk about the sequel? Because, we've never done Barbershop.
We haven't.
Isn't that weird?
Oh wow.
No, we have not.
We could do next Friday.
I was actually thinking about that. We haven't gotten
So what's
Return
that?
to
Is that
Fridays yet.
3?
You see what they're
That's
saying?
3, so we need like a fourth one. Yeah, people are saying another 48 hours needs to be in May. You know what? Another 48 hours. I don't know if it's a May movie. Like that's a May movie in the way that Passenger 57
Y'all
is
are
a
so
May
funny.
movie.
Right.
You know, like it's not. I mean, it's bad, but it's not like
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah, it ain't.
Anyway, we can talk.
Yeah, I like that.
But we've done some stuff that
I like that doing a month of.
sequels.
I like that. But
Alas.
for now, we have House Party 2, ladies and gentlemen. That hey, go check it out. You know, 2 out of 3 recommend that you see House Party 2, and hopefully, kid is okay with that.
I mean, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be all right.
He made 3. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I'm sure he's
And
heard.
cameoed, I think, in 5.
I think he's heard enough that this, whatever we said,
Yeah.
it's
like,
true.
Come on.
Right.
Toya, thank you so much for coming.
for
Yes.
having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank
Always a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. And your podcast, The First Time I Heard,
Yes.
which is available everywhere.
Everywhere that you listen to the Micheaux Mission is where The First Time I Heard is available. So yeah,
Check it out.
please
Absolutely.
do.
Check-
Len is the producer. As you
Yes.
should know, he's a very excellent producer. Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your brother Damon is saying that Graffiti Bridge is pretty awful. What is?
We did Graffiti Bridge.
I know we did
Oh,
that.
it is.
We did when we did our
It
month of
is.
Prince. We
Yeah.
knocked them right out the box, and it is bad. All right. Well, next week on the Micheaux Mission,
We don't know what we're doing.
we're gonna get into the lounge and we're just gonna binge. Oh man, I've been looking forward to this for 6 months.
What is that monkey thing on the table over there?
Oh, that's Rafiki.
What kind of devil shit is
But you can't just bring that up. Now I gotta go get it.
Did you see that?
He just had a scroll moment. Did you see that?
He did.
That's funny. It looks like an orange tribble. Oh, that thing!
Yes! You didn't even notice it!
No! Okay, so
It's like a demon sitting over in the corner.
it looks like a voodoo doll. I was
Yeah,
like,
don't do that.
I was like, who did that?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, sir. Nope.
No, don't
No,
do
sir.
that. That's not cool.
No,
This
sir.
here's the funny story about this. This is called a socket. I had a friend that makes these dolls out of socks, right? She sells them for kids, right?
What kids?
What? They're cute. They're cute. Oh, you don't want me to go get Cousin Jenkins?
No,
What kind of
sir.
therapy is she pushing
Well,
these
here's the
children?
thing. Here's the thing. So she would do them like they like cats,
Like
dogs,
my
or whatever.
first voodoo doll. Fisher Price, my first
And
voodoo
she got a commission.
Good night, little Johnny. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Click.
She got a commission to make one, but they asked for it to be a lion. And this was her first attempt at doing a lion. And I said, he looks like Rafiki from Lion King. She was like, oh yeah, you're right.
She said, here.
So I said, well, I'll take him. And then she made a lion that actually did make it look like a lion. But he's been with me for, wow, at least 10 years now. Yeah, it's Rafiki.
Okay.
Hey, man, if you like it, I love it.
I was going to throw water on it, but I ain't wanted to multiply.
Y'all leave Rafiki alone. Oh, man, Rafiki. Just for that, he gonna be sitting here right when we do the binge lounge. There you go.
Boy.
He gonna be right here every week. Every week, a Micheaux Mission mascot.
He gonna come up
Rafiki.
missing.
No, he not. I need to know where he is.
I know, right? Put him right back over there.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. Jesus, it is going on 10 minutes to 9. It's So we'll be binge lounging next week. But if you want to get in touch with us, email us at, where can you email us? At micheauxmission@gmail.com. Hit us up by email. Follow us and subscribe on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube at Micheaux Mission. That's where you can find us. The Micheaux Mission, 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. MicheauxMission.com, where you can hit swag to check out all of the cool designs and t-shirts and gifts that we have available for your buying pleasure by way of our good friends at T Public. And the Micheaux Mission is a proud member of the Podglomerate curated podcast for your earbuds. Go to thepodglomerate.com to check out all that they got. And yes, Janine, Toya will be back as soon as we can have her back.
Aww.
She will. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here. He's Vince, I'm Len, and in parting, we say,
We'll see you when it's time to meet again.